Morning, guys. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. What I thought I'd do today, guys, is I posted a picture a few days ago on Instagram of basically the pack that I carry, generally speaking, as a daily carry pack, whether it's in my Jeep or whether I'm instructing at the Pathfinder School and we're in the field. That pack pretty much is multifunctional for me as a day pack. So I thought what I would do is, there were a lot of questions about, hey, can you give me a list of what's in that pack? Have you done a video of what's in that pack? And honestly, I haven't done a video on it, and I have not put out a list of what's in the pack. So I thought maybe I would do that on film for you guys today. It's really based around that entire 10 C's mentality. You're gonna see that when I go through the pack, but then there are other things in the pack as well that are used in a teaching environment. And you have to remember that when an instructor carries a pack, and I've been doing this for quite a while now, and I found that a lot of times students will not have things they should have when they're in the field. Or you may have to care for a student that may not have the things he needs to care for himself in the field in a first aid type emergency or something like that. So I try to address some of those things within this kit as well to make sure that at least I can, take care of a blister, take care of a small minor burn, plug a hole, keep somebody from bleeding, things like that. Those things are important to me to make sure I have them. And then electrolytes and things like that when people start to get overheated. And then things to make water quickly on the fly, like the Grail, which I always carry attached to the outside of my pack on a carabiner, so that I can quickly disinfect water from a groundwater resource to hydrate someone if lots of people are out of water, or if he's out of water, or I'm out of water at that point, and someone needs to get hydrated. I need some way to be able to filter that water quickly on the fly, and the Grail does that for me very, very well. So that's one of the main components of this kit. And then obviously a fixed blade knife on my belt most of the time, along with an SAK. A fixed blade knife that I generally carry is either the Mora Garberg or the Pathfinder Scorpion, to be honest with you. Those are the two knives that I pretty much trust all the time, and I kind of just switch them back and forth. And then I carry an SAK with me all the time. That is the Outrider model. And the reason I choose the Outrider model is it has the toothpick and tweezers, which I think are very important, especially for self-aid and hygiene. And it also has a pair of scissors on it, as well as a saw and a knife blade and things like that. So it gives me those functionalities that I might need in the field. And then in the corkscrew compartment here, I don't particularly, not a big fan of the whole firefly thing and all that stuff, but I do keep a screwdriver in there. Number one, because I wear reading glasses, and number two, because it allows me to adjust a declination on a compass in the field for one of my students or for myself if we're changing declination from 0 to a map, or if their declination is not set correctly when we get to the field. So that gives me that option as well. So I carry that SAK on my belt with a knife. Now, let's talk about the pack itself and then what's inside. Okay, so this pack is the standard Go Ruck Rocker. I like this pack because it's not real big, it's comfortable, it's pretty much bulletproof. It has an add-on waist strap on it and an add-on chest strap, and then it has a set of pacing beads hanging on the outside. Pretty simplistic. Carabiner on the outside to be able to hold this Grail, reflective strips at night so people can find me in the pack of people if we're traveling over distance in the evening or at night. And then this front pouch just contains my brick for charging my phone and the cord to that brick for my iPhone. I keep that in the front in case I need to charge something very quickly on the fly. All right, so let's get to the inside real quick. So we'll just peel this guy open real quick and go through it a little at a time. There's not an exorbitant amount of stuff in here, really. You've got an upper pocket here, a lower mesh pocket here, a plate pocket in the back, which works really well for my navigation stuff, and then the base contents of the kit. So let's go through the base contents first, then we'll flip it around and go through the rest. So shemagh, always at the ready. Millions of uses for that shemagh, obviously. I have a compass that has a notebook and my pacing beads attached to it. It also has a light attached to it for map reading at night and things like that. Just a small, all-inclusive kit that can be worn on my belt if I want to, but it basically has my navigation kit in a nutshell, other than maps and protractors. In the top of this pack, snapped at the hydration point where the snap goes over to hold your hydration bag if you're putting a hydration bag in your pack, I have a tourniquet snapped in there for quick access if needed, right at the top of the pack, and I always know exactly where it's at. And I can actually just grab the tourniquet and grab it, and it comes right out of there, it comes right off there, and then snaps and snap. So it's very quick access, and it's on my body. Simple enough there. I have just a military Helicon poncho with a rapid deployment ridgeline, and stakes are in the bag. There are 8 titanium stakes in the bag. So that gives me a complete shelter system in an emergency if I need it. I have a small roll of 36 bank line and a 1-inch roll of duct tape. This bag has a water bottle, stainless steel water bottle and cup, plus a long handled spoon. And that is basically my hydration and cook kit in a nutshell, other than the stove. This mesh bag contains a small stove in case I want to cook in the field quickly at lunch or something like that and not start a fire. It's got a windscreen and a lighter. It has a can of fuel, a stand for the can of fuel, and a Primus, large Primus stove, as well as a couple coffee packets, lid for the stainless steel cup. So all of that fits very easily in this larger mesh bag. Just a small mini kit that fits in the bottom of that pack for cooking. I have another mesh bag in here that's empty for collecting resources and tinder. A silky gomboy. In the hydration area, or the plate carrier part of this pack, there is a waterproof pouch that contains maps, protractors, and those type things. Okay, so last thing in the main compartment here is just a small first aid kit. It's not real comprehensive. Again, you know, the 5 B's of self-aid: burns, blisters, bites and stings, bleeding. Those are the main things that this addresses. Then break, sprains, and strains. We've got a bigger first aid kit that one of our instructors generally carries with us. And I've obviously got things to tie, lash, and bind with. So this pretty much does the job for me. Okay, so in this main zipper compartment, I just keep one meal with me. If I need a lunch on the fly or something like that, I don't have anything else. I've got this great Stowaway gourmet meal here. I can just heat up water with my stove or on a fire and make myself a nice meal. So I keep that in there as a contingency meal. This pocket right here really has quite a bit of stuff in it. It's just all small stuff that is stuff I use all the time. Quick access. I've got a headlight in here. I've got spare batteries for that headlight. I have a lighter in a waterproof container, Exotac, spare piece of paracord. I have a small Swiss Army knife in here, a couple wet wipes in case you got to do the deed somewhere, ferrocerium rod, a Kevlar rag from Super Essie that's got a signal panel on the opposite side in case we're doing navigation work and I need a waypoint marker. I've got a small compass in here because I don't always carry the larger compass with me unless we're teaching. Then I've got a couple small pens in here and a couple of notebooks. That's pretty much the extent of what I carry in here all the time. Like I said, the only thing really that comes out of here sometimes is the compass itself, because I've got redundancies of that stuff in here already. And I don't need that big, large compass just to do short navigation stuff when I'm out on a day hike myself. I keep this small one and it works really, really well for me. But when I'm teaching, I keep that in the pack. So that makes it real simple. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. The pack doesn't weigh a whole heck of a lot. And again, it's only really a day pack. But if you had to stay out for an emergency overnight, something like that, you do have shelter. You do have the clothing on your back. And then I attach, like I said, to this carabiner, generally the Grail when we're out and about. And I always have a belt knife on my belt with my SAK. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you joining me out here today for just a quick video review on what I carry in basically my EDC pack when I'm teaching, or even if I'm on just a day hike or something like that. And I always carry that pack in my Jeep when I'm not using it to teach a class. So I appreciate your views and I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.